Hey everybody, it's Bunny, and welcome to First Impression some other day, but Friday. I knew that I would not be able to get this video up in time for it to be a First Impression Friday, but let's just pretend that it's Friday together. Also learned a very important life lesson today called It Is Too Hot in Texas in August to be wearing jackets. So there goes my cute outfit for the day. Now I just got some spaghetti straps on. Today we are going to be looking at all of the Kylie birthday products. I guess Kylie is turning 20 this month, in the month of August. So technically next month, it's still July. I did all of my makeup today, pretty much using this entire collection. So I do have some pretty decent first impressions. So the collection is like sparkly and pink, and I'm always like so glad when I touch stuff like this and the glitter doesn't fleck off, because glitter and my eyeballs, they can't be friends. There's like glitter on the box. The closest thing that the packaging reminds me to is the Valentine's collection that we saw earlier this year. There was a lot of red glitter packaging elements in those products, in that collection. I feel like more time was spent on this packaging than any other Kylie range. We got two lippy bundles this time. This one I've already completely lost the front to, and now they're falling out. Way to go, buttons. Got this cutout element, hearts, glitter. On some other things, we've got these little stars. Even on the side of the palette, there's like this, you know, metallic heart material. The mirror inside of the palette is heart-shaped. It's like more of the drippy heart stuff. You know, I just feel like there was kind of more time put into this stuff. Like, generally, I've liked most, if not all, of the Kylie products that I've tried, but normally, let's be honest, the packaging is pretty simple. You guys know that I'm like always like hyper concerned about the packaging, so I feel like that's kind of why that's like super important to me, and I spend a lot of time discussing it. Let's get into the brushes first. There were 4 brushes with this collection, 3 eye brushes, and 1 brush that I used for my contouring today. I'm glad I had the forethought to go ahead and film a little clip for you guys of what the brushes looked like when they were in brand new, spanking new condition. I got around to using 3 of the brushes. For some reason, I didn't get around to this, you know, kind of flat eyeshadow brush. For me, these 2 brushes were pretty similar. You've got like a larger, you know, slightly fluffier, flat sort of eyeshadow brush, which could be used for blending, and then you've got this one, which is used for packing on eyeshadows or whatever. This one, which is like a smaller angled brush, ended up being my absolute favorite. It looks like it's gonna be really coarse. These brushes are a little bit on the coarse side, but I kind of find that that works better for me. Like, I feel like that's why I've always been kind of a fan of crown brushes in the past. They are a little bit coarser, but sometimes I feel like a little bit of a coarser brush sometimes blends the makeup out a little bit better. I don't know. I feel like my contouring went on very natural looking today, and I used this brush to apply it. So I'm gonna blame the brush. Did my blending, my crease with this brush today, and I used this brush for a powder and a cream. I used one of the Bite Beauty multi-sticks as kind of my eyeshadow base, which is kind of like a cream to powder product. So I used this brush to apply that first, and then I went over it using one of the shades in this Kylie palette, and it worked great for both cream and powder. So love this one. I'm not sure what the packaging for the brush will look like. I got all of this stuff in a PR bundle, so some of the items did not come with the box, like the palette and the brushes. So I'm not sure if this potentially would come in a small little makeup bag or what. I don't know, because if there is one, I didn't get it. The next thing is the palette, and is it called I Want It All? Literally, I want it all. It's a crazy kind of message. I don't know. I kind of like it. I feel like I would like it better if there was no words on it, or maybe if it was just the Kylie logo. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? You do get 9 shadows, much like all of her other eyeshadow palettes, and you also get 2 highlighter sized products. I think that there were also Kai blushes weren't there? I have some of the Kylie products, and these pans are the exact same pan size. I am wearing the blush and the highlighter today as well. I do feel like the blush is a little bit on the light side, but I don't know. I mean, now that I'm wearing it, it doesn't really look bad on me. When I first applied it, I was like, oh, it's a little bit lighter than what I traditionally would wear. You guys know that normally I love like a super flushed looking cheek. So this is a little bit on the natural lighter side for me, but now that I'm I've got it on, I'm living with it, I'm kind of okay with it. So the blush is called Cheers, and then you do get a powder highlighter in here, and I love the name of it. It's called Confetti. Really does make me think of a birthday party. Let's go swatch by swatch, wash by swatch, shadow by shadow. You've got Birthday Girl, which is a nice shimmery shade, and I'm using that on the inner corner of my eye today. The next shade is called Buttercream Frosting, and this is a wonderful base shade in my opinion. Up next you have Party Time, which I think is a great transition color. It's not too pink, it's a little bit in the dusty rose. You guys know I love saying that word, and also mauve. I say those two words in makeup videos so often. Up next is Forever Young, which you know, this is just a great blending shade to me. Once again, a great transition color. It is a pink. It's almost in the baby pink kind of family. Up next is my favorite shade in the palette, which is the most like 80s in-your-face pink. That is predominantly what my eyes are done with today, and it's called The New Black. I have no idea what that is in reference to. Like most Kylie powders, cosmetics, I kind of like, I don't know like her sayings and stuff, so I don't know what the new black means. Fill me in. Next is another metallic shade, which is called New Year, New Me, and it's sort of a plummy metallic. Up next is 1942, which I did not use today, but I feel like I'm really gonna dip into this shade in the future. This goes along with the shades of makeup that I normally find myself wearing. Up next is another metallic in the shade Celebrate. You can't go wrong with this one. It is just a nice tan, sandy, metallic shade. And then the last shade in the palette is called Midnight, and I can really see this being a great, like, you know, smoky, smoldery shade. It's just like a basic, nice black charcoal, a little bit more on the charcoal, like kind of gray. Let's get into the two powder highlighters. Loose powder highlighter is what I'm trying to say. And there are two shades in this collection. One is Queen and one is King. I love Queen. I have it on today. When I first like sprinkled it out just a little bit to test it out, see what the shades were going to be, I was a little bit like, whoa, this is just straight glitter. It does have like a nice ballet pink shade to it. It is like a chunky glittery look, but for some reason I'm okay with that. I have it on my cheeks today, but in all honesty, I did pretty much layer every highlighter in this collection. So I'm wearing 1 or 2 or 3 highlighters today, because why not double and triple up on that sort of stuff? The other one is King. Is this in reference to her current boyfriend? Isn't she dating Travis Scott now? I don't know. I know she was with Tyga for a hot minute, but I think that fizzled down a little bit. King is a great shimmery highlighter for summer. This is more on the highlighty side to me, less on the chunky, glittery type of biz. King is just a little bit finer, I guess, like a finer milled, and it does have a nice golden but still rosy tint to it. Once again, very pleasant for summer. Let's look at the matte lip kit. So this is the one lip kit in this collection, and I feel like we're gonna, yeah, lippies is all we have left, so obviously that's what we're gonna be talking about next. I will just say I did feel like all of the lippies, like I didn't feel like out of this entire collection that there was one that I was like, oh yeah, that really goes with like these pink shades in this palette. Like we do have some pinks in here, but they're like hot pink or like red pink or like orange pink, not really like a baby pink, like a pink, like a Barbie pink. Do you know what I mean? But other than that, like no complaints. Like we've got mattes in here and the velvets. I don't think I've ever done a video on the Kylie velvet texture. You guys normally know that I'm like, ooh, like just like matte, but more and more I'm getting into kind of like more velvety textures. I love the Kylie velvets. I haven't gotten a Kylie velvet lip kit that I have not loved. So I sort of developed my own lip shade today that I thought complemented this eye look best. So what I did was I took the pencil from Strawberry Cream and then I put one of the velvet lippies over that. We'll get into that later. Anyway, let's look at this lip kit. This is called 20 because it is Kylie's 20th birthday. I love this shade. It's not like I'm like, ooh, I don't like it. But I do feel like it's a little bit more maybe appropriate for like September, October, like a little bit more into fall. It does have like that dusty rose kind of mauve tonation to it. So once again, I like it. I'm not complaining. But it is like a little bit on the darker side for me personally for summertime. There are 2 glosses in this collection, which you guys know I don't really have an opinion on because I'm not here for the lip gloss. Lip glosses, not my thing, never will be my thing. So I'm actually going to swatch these with Q-tips because I'm going to pass these on to my friend Haley. She loves all Kylie cosmetics and I do not use lip glosses. So we have one in the shade Cupcake, which is like a neutral shade. Now I can see this going with a lot of the shades in the palette actually. And then the other one is called Cherry Pie, which is a nice vibrant, like I would love this if this was not a gloss. The last couple of things we have are the 2 sets of 6. So we have 12 mini lippies in total for this collection, but you buy 6 mattes or 6 velvets, and I love the packaging. First of all, I think that this is just great to toss into your purse or whatever. They're just cute. I just like them. I just like miniature things. You know what? Let's do the velvets first. How about that? I actually had to do the swatches on my arms. Please forgive me. I know it's a little absurd, but the good and bad thing about Kylie lippies is that they stain. I mean, it's good that they stain because when you're wearing it, like in practical everyday life application, if you end up, you know, putting it on in the morning and then you eat and you drink and all of that jazz, like there's a stain that's left behind so you don't like completely look like you've eaten or drank all of your lip color off. But it's very bad for swatching. I mean, I did these hours and hours ago when I was trying to determine what shade of lippy I wanted to do with today's makeup look. And even though I've washed my hands like 20 times since then and used all kinds of makeup removing products, it's still there. Left to right, here are the different shades, and we're going to do the velvet lippies first. So the first one is called Surprise Me, and I think that that is the one that looks the most similar to Cherry Pie, that gloss that I was saying that I really love. Up next is Commando, which is the shade that I have on today that I layered over the Strawberry Cream pencil. Next one is a nice fuchsia shade, which is called Sprinkle. Up next is called Birthday Suit. Up next is a corally pink shade, which is called Party Girl. The last velvet shade is called LA, which is a nice peachy neutral shade. One Wish, that's the first shade that we get, which is it just me or do you guys see a lot of similarities between the 2 sets? I feel like it's kind of like almost like a pick your finish kind of thing. Next one is another coral type shade, a coral orange, which is called Baby Girl. I really like that one. Up next is a bright purple shade, and I love the name of this one. It's called August Bug. Next we have a very vibrant, almost like red orange shade, which is called All Nighter. Next is called Gorge, and this is like kind of a rosy shade. It reminds me of rose petals. The last matte shade is another one I can really see myself liking, which is Angel. That is the entire collection, you guys, and I'm curious, let me know down below, do you guys think that this collection is going to sell out? Are you gonna try and grab anything from it? What do you think? Like, do you think that this is like something that's totally different? Do you think it's kind of like the same stuff that she's done? I know some of you guys love the Kylie products, some of you hate them. Definitely the standouts for me are the brushes, the palette, and the loose powder highlighter in Queen. I think that those are my 3 favorite products that if I was gonna be like, maybe get something out of the collection, those would be the 3 products that I would recommend. Thank you guys so much for hanging out today and for watching. If you're not already and you'd like to be, hit that button down below, subscribe, become a member of the Swamp Family, and give an alligator its wings. Also, if you want, you can like me on Facebook, facebook.com/graveyardgirl, or you can follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, or Instagram at graveyardgirl, same way it's spelled here. I love you guys so much, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye!